G'day, I'm Mark from Self Sufficient Me, and I tell you what, I can't wait to tuck into this alfalfa and ham roll in front of me here. I've made it with heaps of love and with my own homegrown in the jar alfalfa, and that's what I want to really talk about today. I made it with homegrown alfalfa, ham, cheese, my own homegrown and made mustard from our own mustard seed, and a little bit of mayo on a beautiful tiger roll with some cherry tomatoes. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm gonna tuck right into it after I finish letting you guys know how it all happened. I was contacted by Wholesome Supplies. This is an online company based in Brisbane. Its founder is Bonnie Lewis, and they sell all types of organic and wholesome foods and those types of kits and aids that you can use to create these foods in your own kitchen at home. Bonnie sent me out 2 kits, a fermenting kit and a sprouting kit, for free of course, on the proviso that I mention them at least in the video and give them an honest review, which is what I'm doing now. I really do, besides getting free stuff, which isn't a big point, but I really do like supporting and showcasing businesses that are willing to put themselves out there, send out products because they have faith in the products that they sell, and take that risk on how their products might be received. The other thing that was really cool about this is that I wasn't much of a sprout maker. I mean, I've done sprouts before, in a sort of bodgy way, but I'd never used a proper sprouting jar or tray for sprouts. Out of the 2 jars that I got, I trialled 2 different methods. I did alfalfa in one jar for us, and I also used the other jar for something really different, to sprout sorghum that had grown in our garden, self-seeded from our guinea pig mulch and manure that had been placed in the garden when the boys have cleaned out the guinea pig cage. We've had some sorghum come up, and in the past I know that sorghum seed isn't readily accepted by our quail or our ducks or chickens. It's the last thing that they'll eat. If you give them a mixed grain, sorghum is the last thing that they'll try. But I read somewhere that if you sprouted the sorghum, it might be a better way of getting some good protein into quail or chickens or ducks, and that they'll like it more if it's just slightly sprouted. So I thought, well, why not use that sorghum seed that's been growing and trial it in the other jar? So that's what I did. 1 jar alfalfa, 1 jar sorghum. They both grew quite well, and what you've got to do is, for the first 6 to 12 hours, you put your seeds in the jar. For alfalfa, because the seeds are so small, you use the little mesh. I used both, the larger mesh and the little mesh put over it. And it seats in the specialised lid that's made for this mason jar. And so you fill it up with water and you soak the seeds, I did overnight, and then you drain it off. Pretty soon after, it takes a day or 2, you'll see them start to sprout. Once you've done the initial soaking, it's just a matter of every day you rinse them out, putting some water in the jar, woozling it around, giving it a bit of a soak, and then leaving the jars drain off on the sink for a few minutes, and then sitting them back upright. They will soon grow and grow and grow. In about 8 days, you have a jar full of sprouted alfalfa or any other sprouts. There's plenty of different types of seeds that you can purchase, from your local or even from their online shop. So what happened with the sorghum? I've got to let you know. I trialled it in the quail cage downstairs because, as you might know if you follow my videos, I'm raising some quail at the moment, so I've got some quail chicks on the go. And I thought I'd give them a hit at it. Did all right, so that was interesting. I did give some to the chickens as well, and the chickens ate some of it, but I had to do a bit of coaxing with some bread just to get them over and to have a crack at it. And the ducks didn't think much of the sprouted sorghum at all. But it was an interesting experiment, and these are the things that you can think of and do. And I would never have thought of trialling sprouted sorghum in a jar like this if it wasn't for Bonnie sending me an email asking if I'd like to review some of her products. But the alfalfa worked perfectly, and I don't need much, I only needed a tablespoon. And it didn't look like much in the jar, I'll tell you what, because the seeds are so small. But a tablespoon of alfalfa seed, and you can see it just, over 8 days, it just slowly chock-a-blocked the jar full. And then over the next week or so, we'll just keep rinsing them out, it'll keep growing, and we'll just keep eating them until it's gone. This is just a fantastic option for those people that don't have gardens, so you live in apartments or whatever. You can get your own organic greens through this. And I just can't believe how easy it is. You don't even need any access to sun or anything. These things will just sprout in your kitchen. Now, if you want to follow closer directions, I'd suggest that you go to Wholesome Supplies. They have a really good blog section where you can read up on how to do this. And that's the other thing I love about small businesses. Like if you bought these jars or whatever from Kmart, there's no way you're going to go up to the assistant and ask, how do you use this product? But if you buy them from a specialized store, like one of these guys, particularly online, they're the ones that love their products. They trial their products, they live through their products, they use them themselves. So when you ask them questions, they know the answers and more. That's the other benefit from purchasing from one of these owner-operator businesses. That's what I'd recommend you do. The fermenting kit I haven't used because I've used these types of fermenting kits before, but the fermenting kit that Wholesome Supplies sells came with 2 jars, lids that had the grommet in the top so that the airlock can be put in, and it came with 2 standard airlocks. These airlocks, you add water in the top, and I've used them many times, and they're a true and tried method that lots of fermenters over the decades have used to ferment their food. What I like is it also came with its own bruiser and basher for sauerkraut or other vegetables. So the kit had everything you need in it. Just order the kit and it comes complete. All you need to do then is add your brine, add your veggies or whatever you want to ferment, and then whack the lid on, whack the airlock in, and bang, in a couple of weeks, you've got yourself your own fermented veggies. And that's it. And now I'm going to tuck into my lunch because I am starving. And they say you shouldn't eat on camera, but I'm going to have a taste test of this homegrown alfalfa in the kitchen, ham, cheese, tomato, bit of mayo, and homemade mustard from our own mustard seed. And that's something I could maybe sprout. Mustard seed in a jar. That's the next thing I'm going to do. That's so fresh and crispy. Those alfalfa sprouts, they really bring a sandwich up. Oh, that's wonderful. No, I won't put you through me eating the lot. Thanks a lot for watching. Visit wholesomesupplies.com, even if you want to just read their blog. I think it's a great website and a good online store. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video around and give a big thumbs up. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now.